this proceeding is live. So the reason why the power interrupted is because we wanted to be live. So I will proceed from where we left. As a committee, we have ensured flexibility in attendance, permitting participation in either in person or virtually via a hybrid format. You are simply required to inform your client of the committee intention for him to appear, as it is assured that this opportunity will be available until aforementioned date, which is 30th on Friday, and that which is the final day within the statutory mandated 10 days to conclude this process. So for the issue of time, you can submit your evidence, your defense maybe up to Friday. So I think you are well guided. So since you are not taking plea, I will request Honorable 𝐈𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐍, who is the prosecutor of this matter, to kindly proceed from where he left. When you came in, we had already started, so I will request him to continue.
With your kind indulgence, Honorable Chair, so that I do communicate the directions of this Honorable Court to the Honorable Andrew Sigei, and since I'll not be participating in the proceedings, I will beg to leave so that we go and make adequate preparations so that we can get back to this Honorable Court with a decision of or the request or any other directions from my client.
Okay, maybe before we decide if we will grant you that opportunity to leave, maybe you will confirm to us if you are supplied with all the necessary documents.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we did receive, as I indicated to this Honorable Court, we did receive a schedule of documents to be relied upon by the motion mover, Honorable Eric Kirui. On the said schedule, Mr. Chair, there are some documents which have been indicated to be as public documents and some that have been indicated to be as committee documents. We, however, do not have document number 3 on the list of schedule. The list is annexed on the charge sheet, sir.
You mean the pending bills report?
Yes.
Okay.
We also do not have document number 5. We also do not have document number 8. I believe there were some directions from Chair about supply of these documents. You had indicated in your ruling that there are some documents which are public, which we will endeavor to get them from the relevant websites. So those are the documents we have not yet been served.
Okay. As you are aware, most of the documents you have mentioned are public documents, and the CEC in charge of finance, because he is the one who normally publishes these documents, knows where he can find them. However, if you want the hard copy, maybe you can. You will, after this, you will visit maybe the office of the clerk so that maybe we'll guide you from there. But the CEC in charge of finance knows very well where to find these documents because he's the one who normally publishes these documents.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we do not dispute to that, but however, it's instructive to note that the CEC Finance is currently not in office, is on suspension.
We are very much aware. When we say these are public documents, it doesn't have to go to the office to access. He can even access online because he knows where to find them online. But as I told you, you can visit the office of the clerk. You will be guided from that. Thank you.
We are guided, Mr. Chair.
So since you said you are not ready to proceed with this matter, we'll allow you to leave, and the prosecutor will also continue because he's here and he has all the documents that are required, and he even informed us that he has some witnesses, so we'll proceed with the case in your absentia. But remember, you have up to Friday to defend your client or for your client to appear either virtually or in person. So he has up to Friday. But you can even choose again, maybe to continue being around to follow the proceedings. Maybe we are not going to follow as a legal representing a client. You can also continue maybe around following because this is something that is of great concern to us and maybe the members of the public. And it will also assist you maybe in preparation because when Honorable Kiri will be proceeding with these charges against Andrew Sigei, it might guide you also maybe for you to prepare well to represent your client. So I think the choice is yours. You will decide whether to continue following or you can also decide to leave. But for now, I request Honorable Kiri to continue from where he left.
Honorable Chair, I'll request to leave. I do have another committee meeting at 3, so I'll need to inform the Honorable Sigei before I proceed to prepare for the other committee.
Okay, you are at liberty to leave. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Honorable Members.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will proceed on my second charge on incompetence. Honorable Chair, that's on incompetence that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance and Economic Planning, appears to be incompetent by 1. Failing to ensure that the designated accounting officers under Section 148, subsection 1 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 protects the county assets as required under Section 149, subsection 2, and the PFM Act of 2012, which requires designated accounting officers to 1. Manage the assets of the entity to ensure that it receives value for money when acquiring, using, or disposing of its assets. 2. Dispose of assets at the most competitive price and the lowest possible cost, ensuring that proceeds from all assets disposed are deposited in a bank account of the entity. Number 3, ensure that the respective county government entity has adequate systems and processes in place to plan for, procure, account for, maintain, store, and dispose of assets, including an asset register that is current, accurate, and available to the relevant county treasury or the Auditor General. Number 2, on incompetence, Honorable Chair, is the fact that failing to ensure that the county collects sufficient revenue as a person who designates persons as collectors and receivers of revenue Under Section 157 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, the County Executive Committee member has consistently failed to meet the target of collecting on-source revenue for a number of financial years. For example, on-source revenue for the first 9 months of the financial year 2023-2024, the county collected a total of Kenya shillings 157,105,283 against a budget target of Kenya shillings 332,041,830. Number 3 on incompetence, Honorable Chair, is that the County Executive Committee member has constantly failed to submit the requisite revenue-raising measures and the County Finance Bill for the financial years 2021-2022, 2022-2023, and 2023-2024, contrary to Sections 132, Subsection 1 and Subsection 2 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012. Number 4 on incompetence, Honorable Chair, is failing to submit payroll and other payroll-related costs. The County Executive Committee member has also constantly failed to submit to the County Assembly payroll and payroll-related costs. He has failed to ensure that all the personnel emoluments are processed through the Integrated Payroll Database, which is IPPD system. It is also noteworthy that during the first 9 months of the financial year 2023-2024, a total of Kenya shillings 283.37 million was processed through manual payrolls, which accounted for 11.6% of the total personnel emoluments costs. Number 5 on incompetence, Honorable Chair, is failure to put in place functional audit committee as required under regulations 167 of the Public Finance Management Act and county government regulations. Number 6 on incompetence, Honorable Chair, is failure to adhere to fiscal responsibility principles contained in Article 2.1 of the Constitution and Section 107 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Regulation 25 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, which provides that 1. In managing the county government's public finances, the county treasury shall enforce the following fiscal responsibility principles. Number A, that the county government's recurrent expenditure shall not exceed the county government's total revenue. B, over the medium term, a minimum of 30% of the county government budget shall be allocated to the development expenditure. That the Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance and Economic Planning, has failed to ensure that the county government's development budget over the medium term is at the minimum of 30%. For example, in the financial year 2024-2025 submitted budget, the development budget was up at a paltry 20%, which blatantly contravenes Section 107, subsection 2B of the PFM Act of 2012. Regulation 25, subsection 1 of the Public Finance Management Act and County Government Regulations, which provides that in addition to fiscal responsibility principles set out in Section 107 of the Act, the following fiscal responsibility principles shall apply in management of public finances. Number A, County Executive Committee member, with the approval of the County Assembly, shall set a limit of the county government's expenditure on wages and benefits for its public officers pursuant to Section 107, subsection 2 of the Act. Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, has failed to submit to the County Assembly for approval a limit on the county government expenditure on wages and benefits for its public officers. B, Honorable Chair, is a limit set under paragraph A above shall not exceed 35% of the county government's total revenue. That Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, has failed to ensure that the county government's expenditure on wages and benefits for its public officers does not exceed 35% of the county government's total revenue. The April 2024 Office of the Auditor General's report indicates that the county government's wage bill is 44%, which is 9% over and above the allowable limit of 35%. Number 6, failure to publish and publicize the county fiscal strategy paper and the county annual development plan, contrary to the provisions of section 117 subsection 6 and 126 subsection 4 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012. That Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the county executive committee member for finance, economic planning and ICT, has constantly failed to ensure that county fiscal strategy paper and county annual development plan are published and publicized contrary to the provisions of section 117 subsection 6 and section 126 subsection 4 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012. Number 8 is failure to develop a monitoring and evaluation policy to provide a framework for monitoring, evaluation and reviewing project implementation. That is on charge number 2 on incompetence. Honorable Chair, I request to proceed to charge number 3, which is abuse of office.
Kindly proceed.
On abuse of office, Honorable Chair, excuse me, that the Honorable Andrew Sigei, as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning, was part of a wider team that irregularly employed Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Bomasco personnel, which in turn doubled the wage bill to unsustainable levels. Honorable Chair, as I proceed here, I have a witness that I will ask to take the stand to provide further information on this, on abuse of office, on most of the matters concerning the Bomet Water Company. And I want to seek you, I'd like to seek your guidance and direction, Honorable Chair. At what point do I produce the witness so that...
Kindly proceed until you finish reading your charges, then we'll guide you from there.
Okay. I'm ably guided, Honorable Chair. So I go to abuse of office and I start from number 1, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning, was part of a wider team that irregularly employed Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Bomasco personnel, which in turn doubled the wage bill to unsustainable levels. Number 2, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning, and his cohorts used their office to regularly and unlawfully dissolve a legitimate Bomet Water and Sanitation Company board of directors and formed an interim board against the WASREP regulation and the 2016 under the 2016 Water Act. Number 3, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning, in conjunction with other County Executive Committee members under his stewardship, irregularly brought in many water schemes, for example, Danai, Mogombet, Sergutiet, Kamurito, Cap Kesosio, Gelegele, and Cap Cheluch. These schemes were on flat water rates with a lot of liabilities. This pushed the company to unfortunate levels of insolvency. As a County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning, Honorable Andrew Sigei did nothing by not considering the financial resources that should have been included in the handing over. Number 4, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, as a shareholder with 1% of shares of Bomasco, intentionally refused to attend an annual general meeting on 29th December 2022, despite being invited by hard copy and a soft copy invite. He was even called on that day by the present County Executive Committee member for Water and the County Attorney. Number 5, the Honorable Andrew Sigei in October 2022, alongside others, formed an interim board while the other board was still in office against the 𝐌𝐎�𝐓 regulations and the Water Act of 2016. Number 6 is that as a board member of 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐄𝐍𝐓, he intentionally orchestrated a scenario where at every end of 3-year term for any board, the county executive introduces this opaque interim board so as to do their dirty dealings and governance interference, which was meant to disrupt smooth running of the company. Number 7, that on the 𝐌𝐎�𝐓's recommendation is that at the end of the term of the board, a third of the members should be renewed so as to keep the institutional memory. The Honorable Andrew Sigei was one of the members who removed the entire board against the 𝐌𝐎�𝐓's recommendation. Number 8, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, in conjunction with the current Chief Officer Health, irregularly paid Kenya shillings 5 million from Longisa Referral Hospital, disguised as water bills. This money can't be traced since it was not paid to 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐌𝐄𝐍𝐓 and were not water bills as allegedly called. Number 9 is that the Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, abrogated himself powers on when and how to pay the monthly subsidy of Kenya shillings 8.3 million to the company against the binding arrangements agreements between the County Assembly, the County Government, and 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂 of 2015. Number 10, that Honorable Andrew Sigei misled the Senate Public Accounts Committee on electricity pending bill of Kenya shillings 43.4 million, which was part of a subsidy to 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂 in 2020-2021 financial year. This money was to be paid to 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐿𝐼𝐍 to Kenya Power, but the Honorable Andrew Sigei didn't pay this. Then it became an audit query. Number 11, that during this year's appearance before the Public Investment and Public Accounts Committee during the inquiry into the operations and performance of the Bomet Water and Sanitation Company, the Honorable Andrew Sigei lied on oath that he had paid all the monthly subsidies. Number 12, that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, totally failed to lead by example by failing to honor 𝐼𝐌𝐏𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐌𝐄𝐍 water bills. He has, by acts of commission and omission, and acquiescence allowed by departments not to honor their water bills, which is now running into millions, over 10 million. Honorable Chair, that marks the end of my charges.
Okay, thank you, Honorable 𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐶𝐂𝐂𝐍𝐓. Maybe before we proceed, I want to ask members of the committee if they want to seek any clarification or any questions related to the charges against the CEC in charge of finance, ICT, and economic planning. So, honorable members, if you have any questions relating to these charges, kindly you might ask. This is the time for you to ask any question or seek any clarification from the prosecutor.
Thank you, Chair. I want to begin by asking you to maybe request the members of the Secretariat to consider checking some of our files are missing some pages, and it's important for us to be making references on some of the issues that have been raised by the mover.
Okay, thank you for your concern. The Secretariat kindly check from the file. Maybe You check which part is missing, and then you'll be guided. So kindly proceed.
Thank you. Now, Chair, the mover, or I'm directing this question to the mover, he has mentioned the issue of violation of PFM Act. On the issue number D, I may miss that point, but I believe we'll be able to get. In the issue number D on requisitioning of money from the National Treasury, I want to believe the motion mover will be able to get, so that he will be able to clarify the issue number D on the requisitioning of money from the National Treasury. Secondly, Chair, I would want to ask the motion mover what were the recommendations of the pending bills report, especially recommendations number 5 and 6, and the other action items from the Committee on Budget and Appropriation Committee on pending bills. Chair, I'm asking this question, the motion mover, because I'm aware that he is also the chair of Budget and Appropriation Committee, and therefore the recommendations cited in number 5 and 6 of that report will assist us as a committee in arriving at some of the decisions that we are bound to make. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Josephat Kifkirui, for your questions. So I'll request Honorable Kirui to kindly respond to the question posed by Honorable Josephat Kifkirui.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And the question by my good friend Honorable JK on charge number D. This is on violation of PFM Acts. In charge number D on the violation, I'd stated that Honorable Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, appears to have committed gross violation of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 and regulations made therein by requisitioning money from the National Treasury and paying suppliers not listed in Forms A and B, thereby disenfranchising genuine suppliers. Honorable Chair, the county periodically, and depending on how the procurement plan has been structured with the National Treasury, a request is made to the National Treasury on a regular basis to request for funds for settlement of bills, either recurrent bills or recurrent or development, and even for payroll. This practice, Honorable Chair, has been authored in a way that the requisitions that are used, the forms that are filled and are used to fill to request money from the National Treasury are sent out, and I have a copy of a report from the Office of the Controller on exchequer releases from as way back as July 2022 all the way to June 2024, and most of this money has been received by the county treasury. However, you still find the suppliers and contractors in this county not paid, while money has been remitted to the county revenue fund. This case, Honorable Chair, is a matter that has been of grave concern, because most of the contractors in this county continue to suffer while they have supplied goods or have given services to this county and genuinely, and have been disenfranchised because the money requested from the county, from the National Treasury is not paid to the beneficiaries. I can tell you, Honorable, the biggest beneficiary over the same period, and I have an annex of the financial year 2023-2024, Honorable Chair, of the development expenditure, exchequer releases summary as at June 30th, 2024. On development expenditure, I can cite one department, which is the Department of Roads, Public Works and Transport. The approved budget for that financial year was 603,774,836. The cumulative exchequer releases that the county has received in respect to this department is an amount of Kenya shillings 557,357,776. This is the money that has been representing a whopping 92% of money that has been received in this county. However, this is a department that has the highest number of pending bills. You wonder what happened to this money. Someone requisitioned the money from the National Treasury and paid who? Who was the beneficiary of this money? And the Honorable Andrew Sigei, being the head of county treasury, needs to demonstrate to this committee what happened to this money. Who are the beneficiaries? Why do you have pending bills in that department? So that is to answer Honorable JK's question. Number two, on the question, Honorable Chair, was he has asked what are the specific recommendations in recommendation number 5. Oh, sorry, okay.
If you may permit me, Chair, because that is a very serious allocation, Chair, at this point in time, I'd like to ask the motion mover, because he has also stated that he has a list of all the requisitions made from 2022 to June of 2024. Chair, I'd like him preferably to cite an example of a particular case again, so as to enable us to build further on the same.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Josephat. Honorable Kirui, can you cite one of
thank you, Honorable Chair. What I have, and this is a report that has we obtained from the Control of Budgets. We have cumulative figures. We don't have particular. We've not delved, because of the timing issues. We've not delved into the particulars in terms of specific suppliers that would mention that were whose names were used to requisition the money. But we have the total requisitions and what has been received in total, and per department, and the monthly disbursements. Maybe this is a fact that we would be giving to Honorable Andrew Sigei to give us a list of beneficiaries of the county treasury, to give us the list of beneficiaries that he adduced to requisition the money, because the county treasury are the people who are custodians of the documents, the final tranche of documents. However, the thing that we know about is the fact that money was released by the National Treasury, but we continue having a stock pending of pending bills that are so high, whereas we have evidence of money having been released to the county revenue fund from the National Treasury. Thank you.
Maybe before we proceed, I would like to ask Honorable Josephat Kipkirui if he is satisfied.
Yes, I am, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Kirui, kindly proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'll go straight to the recommendation that we made on the pending bills report number 5. And recommendation number 5, after we did the report on pending bills, there was a recommendation number 5 that in light of the concerning revelation of fictitious expenditures, the committee strongly recommends a decisive disciplinary action against all staff who participated directly or indirectly in authorizing such deceitful transactions. This includes individuals associated with incompetent or non-existent projects as meticulously documented in EIN. The disciplinary actions are to be executed without exceptions, and the committee emphasizes the urgency of this matter. To ensure accountability, the committee calls for a comprehensive report on the disciplinary action taken against implicated staff. This report should be submitted to the County Assembly by the County Executive Committee member for Finance within 14 days upon receipt of this report. This timely disclosure is crucial for maintaining transparency and fostering confidence in corrective measures being implemented to address the identified issues. Honorable Chair, this recommendation by the Budget and Appropriation Committee was given to the CEC Finance on the pending bills report that even the committee that had been appointed by His Excellency the Governor to look into the pending bills reports had cited this issue that there were claims by vendors or suppliers who had said they did not have a claim or bill against the county government. However, they had been listed in the pending bills reports. This action had been a corrective action of disciplinary action had been recommended to the CC that he ought to have communicated to this assembly within 14 days when we adopted the pending reports. However, up to date, and this report was passed or was adopted in November 2023. However, we are yet to see in the assembly to date any action that was taken against any officer. Honorable Chair, this clearly indicates a lack of focus by the CC, and necessary action has to be taken against him because he failed to implement a recommendation by this assembly. Recommendation number 6, Honorable Chair, was on strengthening controls within the Treasury to enhance financial management. That in a strong caution to the CEC for Finance, the committee highlights the significant reservations concerning the prevalent issues of pending bills as a conspicuous signal of extravagant spending, neglect of prior financial planning, and suboptimal revenue collection leading to unmet targets. The committee emphasizes that these pending bills constitute a breach of Public Finance Management Act, its accompanying regulations, and various national treasury circulars. The committee deems it imperative to underscore the gravity of this matter, asserting that such outstanding bills necessitate decisive action against public officers, particularly accounting officers who have authorized unauthorized expenditures. The CEC for Finance, the foremost accounting officer of the county, is specifically called upon to display courage and firmness in addressing this issue. The committee recommends that the CEC for Finance should take resolute action by revoking designations of officers as accounting officers, particularly those who flout established laws and regulations. Additionally, it is crucial for the CEC for Finance to implement corrective measures, ensuring strict adherence to Public Finance Management Act laws and fostering rigorous accountability amongst accounting officers. Honorable Chair, this recommendation number 6 had directed that he, as a CEC Finance, revokes the designation as accounting officers of officers who were found culpable in inserting fictitious bills in the pending bills report. However, there's no action taken. The Honorable CC has never supplied to this Honorable House any action on the recommendation number 6, and therefore he is liable, and that's why he's facing this impeachment motion. Honorable Chair, you may also be know that there's a letter written to the CC for Finance regarding the pending bills and submission of the documents. These are letter dated 1st December 2022, Honorable Chair, to the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT and Economic Planning of this great county. This letter has a reference BCA 13/13/12/1, sent to the CC, signed by Isaac Kitur, Clerk of the County Assembly. And this letter reads, and I beg to read it, Honorable Chair, that the report on pending bills and submission of the documents, that the above subject matter refers, that the County Assembly Budget and Appropriation Committee, during its sitting on Thursday, 1st December 2022, resolved to be furnished with the comprehensive report on pending bills as at the end of 30th June 2022. The report should contain the following: 1, the department which procured the works or services. 2, name of the contractor or the supplier. 3, the nature of the works. 4, specific location of the project where it was undertaken. 5, the contract value. 6, local service order number for each. 7, the pending payment. And 8, the date the contract was awarded. In addition, the committee further resolved that you furnish it with approved county integrated development plan for 2018 to 2022 and annual development plan for the financial year 2022-2023. Kindly furnish the committee with information on the above documents by Thursday, 8 December 2022 to enable it conclude its report by Monday, 12 December 2022. Honorable Chair, this letter was responded to by the CC asking for more time, and it took him almost 9 months to give the pending bills report. When the pending bills report came to this house, it was the most shoddy report that we've ever received in this assembly. One, we were not able to age the report. No wonder most of the suppliers are still disenfranchised to date, because while we asked for the format, while we indicated the format, the committee was interested in developing an aging for the debt, so that if there was need to advise the county executive on payment of the pending bills, depending on whether we pay the oldest bills first, like using the last in, first out, or first in, first out method, we were not able to come up with a clear plan. And it was the most difficult thing to do. And Honorable Andrew, by these acts, has disenfranchised a whole business community in this county, and has killed so many businesses. Some of the members, some of the owners of the businesses in this county have even lost their lives because of the failure by the county government to pay their pending bills. Some of them have seen their property auctioned. Some of them have gone bankrupt. Some of them have developed medical issues, Honorable Chair, because of the same thing. So, Honorable Chair, this is a grave matter, and I want to request the committee considers these matters seriously and take it upon it that we move ahead and remove Andrew Sigei from office immediately. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Maybe before we move to the next stage, I'll still ask Honorable Josephat Kirui if he is satisfied.
Certainly, Chair, I'm satisfied.
Okay, so before we proceed again, any other question? Okay, Honorable Dennis Ngeno.
Thank you, Chair. I want to take the move of the motion to the third charge. Third charge, number 9. Number 8. Sorry. Where he said that there is 5 million which was paid by the Chief Officer Health irregularly, paid out undisguised and disguised as the water bills. Sorry, start again. So I was not audible enough. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. Chair, I was referring the motion mover to charge number 3, charge 3 number 8, which I was referring to a loss of 5 million, which was disguised as water bills and could not be traced. Chair, my question is, who was the chief officer who paid this 5 million? Number 2, whether he has a documentation to prove that this money was illegally paid to some kind of, I don't know. So, Chair, I wish the motion mover to clarify that. Charge 3, number 8.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dennis. I will request Honorable Kirui to respond to that question by Honorable Ngeno. So, Honorable Kirui.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you for the question. Like I said earlier, Honorable Chair, for this part, especially for the charge number 3, I would want, because I have a witness with us today, I'd want to request you, Honorable Chair, that this question is tackled together when the witness takes stand, so that we are able to follow through on the same.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui.
Thank you.
I grant you that request.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe before we also proceed, maybe to call the witness, I also have another question on the issue of IPPD. That's charge C. No, charge D. Charge D number 4, which is an issue on IPPD. Chair, it's very clear that the motion mover has stated that the amount of money which is paid outside the IPPD maybe is around 283 million, which is 11.6%. My question is, now that we have around 283 million which is paid outside the IPPD, is it possible that a huge amount of this money is paid to unknown workers of this county? Because you cannot have this amount of money being paid outside IPPD. At the same time, it's been long. It's been for a long period of time. Chair, is it possible that the move of the motion has some documents to prove that this amount is really being paid outside IPPD?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Eric.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Part of this, I want to say first, why we are flagging this issue, Honorable Chair, is the fact that anything that has not been paid through the payroll, before you are input into IPPD, and every government officer who receives money from the from government has to have a payroll number. Payroll number, you don't just get a payroll number. You have to have an appointment letter through if you are an employee of the county public service. If you are an employee of the county, the letter has to be signed by the county public service board, you will also have to, even if you're a member in this assembly, you have to provide your certificate that was issued to you by the Electoral Commission as been duly elected. And so for anyone to be paid outside this IPPD, one, of course, maybe there are those that are under transition. If you give them a benefit of doubt of maybe 50% or thereabouts, there are members also who, the people who are therefore, like asked by Honorable Dennis, this is a likelihood of a privilege of money by the county to ghost workers, people who are not duly employed but continue to earn money irregularly from the county because the county or the people at the HR continue to pay them without proper documentation. Honorable Chair, the issue also raised by Honorable Dennis on whether we have documentation on this was been flagged by the Office of the Auditor General, and this is a report that is in the audit report, and the CEC, if he came here, he should have demonstrated to us who are these beneficiaries of this money and why they have never been moved or migrated to IPPD as directed by the National Treasury. I think this is a matter that would expect the accused person to be able to provide reasons as to why he had not migrated county staff and to pay an amount or totaling to 11.6% outside the provided government platform, that is IPPD.
You are done?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you, Chair. I'm done, yes.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Honorable Dennis Ngena, you have another question or?
Yeah, I want more clarification on the same, whether this 283 million is accrued monthly or yearly.
Okay, Honorable Kirui, kindly clarify that matter.
Yeah, this is a matter. This is, as at the time of doing the report, was done for the first 9 months of the financial year 2022, 2023, 2024. So this is a report of 9 months. So if you extrapolate it for the remainder period, this would even go to almost 15% of the whole year, because you're doing 11.6% of the 9 months, which is 3/4. So if you extrapolate this figure, you'd see that it would almost go to 15% in the whole year. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kirui. Honorable Dennis, are you satisfied?
Yes, just waiting for the witness for the other question.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Josephat, you have another question?
Yes, thank you, Chair. On charge number 2, 2B, well, Chair, let me just take the motion mover to page 25, where there's a statement that the April 2024 Office of the Auditor General report indicates that the county government's wage bill is at 44%, which is 9% over and above the allowable limit of 35%. Chair, the fiscal responsibility principle.
You said what page?
Page 25.
Okay.
Yes, page 25. The fiscal responsibility principle requires that the personal emoluments be allowed to be payable not beyond 35%. In this case, I want to bring an issue here that will assist this committee in making its decision. I'm aware that there is an ongoing recruitment which was stopped by a motion in this assembly. And Chair, I want to implore on you that if the motion mover can be able to access a concurrence letter from the office of the CEC in charge of finance, ICT and economic planning as to whether he indeed gave a concurrence to the County Public Service Board to proceed with the new recruitment, while aware that the wage bill is already at 44%, whereas the allowable limit is at 35%. So I'll want to seek your direction if we can be able to access this letter so as to enable us to make a decision, and whether the motion mover as well can be able to access and provide to this committee before we finalize.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Josephat. Maybe I'll ask Honorable Kirui to tell us if in case he has information that there was concurrence from the CC in charge of finance in the current recruitment.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you for the question by Honorable JK. It is indeed true that the provisions of the fiscal responsibility principle provides for a limit to what we can have as a county in terms of PE. However, we've actually been raising this question to the CEC every time during our budget making process. However, he always insinuates that this is a factor of unmet revenue targets. For the issue of seeking a concurrence, the Public Service Board previously, when asked whether they sought concurrence for giving out recruitment or just advertising for recruitment of staff to the county, they have always said they've received concurrence. However, for this process, and I did not foresee the fact that we would be asked that we provide, but we can still write to the Public Service Board to provide us a concurrence. One, if they received any concurrence from the CC, and we want to, maybe this committee would use it to make a decision. So that letter can be written to the County Public Service Board to give a letter. Number two is also write to the County Secretary to provide a letter seeking concurrence with the CC Finance on whether there's a budgetary allocation for recruitment of staff to the county. So I think out of it we can write to the two offices, and out of it we will be able to see whether the CC provided concurrence. And out of this, Honorable Chair, I know it would help this committee to make a decision on whether the CC has been misleading the County Public Service Board and also the Assembly on the availability of budget disregarding the provision of the fiscal responsibility principle on capping the PE at 35%. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Maybe I'll give direction to Secretariat. You will write a letter seeking clarification from the County Public Service Board and the county secretary if there was concurrence by the CC on the current recruitment. Kindly do so before the end of today, please. Thank you. Honorable Josphat, you have another concern?
Yes, Chair. Preferably could be the last. On page 23, that is charge number 2, section 2 of that charge. The allegation here, Chair, is that during the first 9 months of the financial year, the county was able to collect a total of Kenya shillings 157,105,283 against a budgeted figure of 332,041,830. The task of revenue collection, Chair, I believe is a very sensitive and crucial matter, and the targets that are always posted by the CC is very crucial in the sense that failure to meet the targets will lead to revenue shortage or shortfalls in revenue collection. And my question to the motion mover is, are we able to, or can he be able to supply to this committee the terms of engagement of the persons who have been designated to collect and receive revenue, owing to the fact that this is a responsibility bestowed upon the CEC in charge of finance, ICT and economic planning? Also, Chair, so as to assist us in making a ruling on this case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Josphat. Honorable Kirui.
Thank you, Chair. I want to request to give some information to this committee. But before I give this information, one, the revenue receiver of the county is appointed by the CC, and the county revenue receiver, as per Section 157 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, the revenue receiver is then given power to collect revenue and appoint revenue collectors within the county. I want to go straight and saying, failing to read to you this, that failing to ensure that the county collects sufficient revenue as a person who designates persons as collectors and receivers of revenue under Section 157 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, the county executive committee member has consistently failed to meet the target of collecting on-source revenue for a number of financial years. I have it on the screen for those of us who can see it on the screen. I will, according to the control of budget report for the first 9 months of 2023-2024, there is an underperformance of on-source revenue of Kenya shillings 157 million against an annual target of 332 million, representing 47.3% of the annual target. From this analysis, annual target will be hardly realized, indicating a clear incompetence of the CC responsible for finance by failing to address county on-source revenue performance by ensuring that the approved budget is fully financed and necessary austerity measures are implemented to ensure expenditure commitments are aligned with available revenue. Despite continuous allocation of resource towards automation of revenue collection system, the county executive committee member responsible for finance has failed to provide a robust automated revenue collection system that ensures efficiencies, compliance, and transparency. Honorable Chair, I know you may not see it from your end, But for the sake of all of us here, in 2017-2018, just to go back a little bit, we had a target, the county had set a target of 228.48 million. However, during that year, they collected 181.38 million. In 2018-2019, the county had set a target of 210.22 million, and they collected, they met their target by collecting 210.93 million. In 2019-2020, the county had set a target of 275.92 million. The county collected 201.51 million. In the year 2020-2021, they had set a target of 275.92, just a repeat of the previous year of 2019-2020. They went further, they sank further and collected 183.01 million. In 2021-2022, the county had set a target of 300 million, and they collected 201.51 million. 2022-2023, they also set a target of 300 million, and they collected 242.4 million. In 2023, for the first 9 months, by the time we did these reports, the county had set a target of 332, and by that time they had collected 47%, which was 157.1, which was 47% in the first 9 months, which just from looking at that, if you extrapolated it, then they would not meet budget. Shockingly, Honorable Chair.
Okay, maybe for clarification.
Yeah.
When you mentioned 2017-2018, was the said Honorable Andrew Sigei the CC in charge of?
Yes, he's been a CC for all those years.
So in your submission, it means that we have never achieved the revenue target.
Yes,
since 2017.
He's a chronic underachiever. He's a chronic underachiever. I wonder why the county has continued keeping him as a CC in this county. Honorable Chair, shockingly also, the revenue collection and management system, in those years, in the years that I've said, the county had approved budget estimates for all those years, an amount from 2018 to 2024. We have given an allocation in the budget of 84,800,198 for the revenue collection management system, Honorable Chair. However, when you look at the relationship between the cost of maintaining the revenue collection and management system vis-a-vis what we've collected as a county, it then begs the question whether we are getting value for money on the system, or why has the system has not been fully implemented in the county. Honorable Chair, to go straight to the question asked by Honorable JK on whether we have designation of the persons who have been appointed as revenue collectors in this county, and whether and the terms of engagement. Honorable Chair, I did not go down to obtain their terms of engagement. However, it is in the public domain that most of them are employees who are working on expired contracts. They do not receive a monthly salary, and they're expected to collect revenues for this county, which is a paradox. How do you then tell someone who's hungry to bring you food? He will then feed himself first before he feeds you. It then is a pointer that is a clear setup by the county executive committee member, who is the chief appointing authority of the revenue receiver of this county, setting up this county for revenue, pilferage, or loss by asking someone who does not receive a salary to collect revenue for this county. It is a clear setup, and I think he has managed this to benefit his cronies and to make sure that this county loses revenue, and that's why we have continued to fail in meeting our revenue targets over the years that we've seen on this report, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Honorable Kirui, can you be able to substantiate that the revenue collectors are not doesn't have a valid contract at the moment?
Thank you. Yes, I can. I can. I know for fear of victimization, most of them are people who have been set up. They are dangling carrots on those revenue collectors in the pretext that they will renew their contracts. And most of them work under fear. Most of them, when I asked some of them whether they could testify in this committee, they feared because they fear victimization, and that if they testified against the CC, maybe they will jeopardize their opportunity to be employed formally in the county. But most of them come from a village. Most of them come from children of this county. Some of them are our brothers and sisters in this assembly, and we know them. And they do not earn a salary because their contracts ended. And out of this, the county continues to suffer on revenue loss because you're using someone who's not formally employed in the county to collect revenues for the county. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Honorable members, any other question or? Honorable Josephat.
Chair, on charge number 3, abuse of office, and the chair, the motion mover, have cited that Honorable Andrew Sigei is a shareholder with 1% shares of Moscow. My first question is whether the chair, the mover, can be able to substantiate this allegation. And he has further alluded that he refused to attend an AGM on 29th December 2022. My second question on this is that the mover can explain further to this committee the need for the CCM to have attended this meeting and his role, and maybe whether we can cite issues to do with misuse of office having, or rather, Chair, let him answer those questions as I package my last question on it. Yes.
Honorable Kirui, can you be able to substantiate the allegation?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Bomasco is a county entity. The provisions of the act that created Bomasco provides for the shareholding by the county to enable it to run its affairs, and that if you have to sit in the board, then you have to be a shareholder. By virtue of his position as a CEC member, county executive member for finance, the member then becomes a director of the company to enable him transact on behalf of the county and make decisions on behalf of the county. This can be substantiated by obtaining CR12 under the company's registration, so that it then proves that he is a shareholder, or he was a shareholder at the time, and also that he had a duty as a CEC to represent the county in his position as a county executive committee member as a steward of the county resources. Failing to attend a meeting is abdicating his duty. He a lost opportunity that if a decision is made, even on hiring or firing or any other decision that would involve finances, then the county would fail to be represented well by a duly appointed member of the board, because he has abdicated his duty to represent the county by virtue of him being a CC. Secondly, Honorable Chair, is the fact that Honorable Andrew, the question that has been asked by Honorable JK is on whether this, what effect does it have? And I've said when you are a shareholder and fail to attend meetings, a decision would be arrived at, and the county would then make a decision. Most of the issues, the ills that have faced or bedeviled this company, Honorable Chair, are acts of commission and omission. And by failing to attend a meeting is someone abdicating their role and hence omitting a responsibility that we need to take him responsible. And of course, when you fail to attend a meeting, then you're saying you no longer need this job. And that's why I am requesting this committee finds him liable and that he be recommended for removal from office. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kilui. Maybe I'll ask Honorable Josephat if he is satisfied. Are you satisfied?
Yes, to a great extent I'm satisfied, but you know, Chair, attending meetings, at times we are held up by some special circumstances, and we don't want to make a ruling here that he failed to attend the meeting by design unless the mover of the motion is able to prove otherwise, because attending meetings, at times you get held up, maybe by other official duties or other circumstances that are beyond your ability to contain. So, can the mover further explain on this?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Josephat. Honorable Kilui, are you in a position maybe to tell this committee if the CEC failed to attend the meeting without maybe giving an apology or something like that? Because we wanted to know if he maybe was invited, but he decided on his own capacity without any other maybe apologies, decided to skip the meeting. Maybe you kindly tell us if you indeed you have evidence that maybe he failed to attend by omission.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Like I said earlier, I have a witness that I'll be inviting to take part in this. He will further be able to explain this.
So you mean
yes,
the witness will be able to maybe tell us?
Just confirm on the attendance and non-attendance of meetings.
Okay.
However, maybe to just clarify, and maybe Honorable JK has mentioned issues to do with competing activities in terms of maybe sometimes you're held up. But with my opening statement earlier, Honorable Chair, I'd say that we owe a duty of care to the county government and the people of this great county. That continued mismanagement of resources continues to exacerbate the suffering and the pilferage of the county resources. Failure by one Andrew Sigei to attend meetings of Bomasco board is a clear omission of his key role as a member of the board, hence giving a platform of loss of opportunity for key decisions on governance that would then be able to pull the Bomasco out of the quagmire, the financial quagmire they're in. And in this case, I asked the committee to find him liable for abdicating his duty to attend meetings, because at a critical time like 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐄𝐍 is, every hands have to be on deck. And one crucial person who is a member of the County Executive Committee, Honorable Andrew Sigei, who would then be able to advise His Excellency the Governor on the performance and the of business of the water company, would then abdicate his duty, hence exposing the county executive and the company the requisite support needed to pull the company out of the mud. But the rest of the conversations in terms of a failure or even being called, I know my witness will be able to cover through the rest of the conversations when he takes stand. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Honorable Ngeno, do you have?
Thank you. Maybe, Chair, to bring you into light on the third charge number 10 and 11 on the issue of 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐌𝐄𝐍. Chair, maybe to ask the motion mover, and before even I go to the motion mover, Chair, as you are aware, we've been having issues to do with water in our county, and when I saw the charges number 10 and 11, I am tempted to maybe to ask again, so that for the benefit of people watching us live in these proceedings, Chair, the Honorable CEC went to Senate as alleged by the motion mover. The Honorable CEC went to Senate, and he said the pending bills for the 3.4 million, which was part of the subsidy, Chair, has been paid. Chair, we've been having issues with this 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐌𝐄𝐍, and from where I sit, I'm in Water Committee, Chair, and we've been following up on the issues. And maybe for today to be clear, the CC went to Senate and said he has paid all the dues which was meant for 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐌𝐄𝐍, which is around 43, which was pending bill of 43.4. Honorable Chair, I want the motion mover today to assure this committee that he has all the documentation to prove that all these monies, as alleged by the CC, has been fully paid, and whether he has the schedule of payments if it was staggered during the payments, so that the water department is also vindicated on the said matters, and the CC take full responsibility on not paying the bills which was meant for Kenya Power. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Kirui, say something about that.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to first say, other than the initial virtue that we had given that he's a chronic underachiever. Honorable Andrew Sigei, from these two charges, you notice that he's also a pathological liar. He lies to the Senate committee on things that affect a public company. Public company in this matter, Honorable Chair, its accounts are made public. We publicize and the audit is made public. And Honorable Chair, when we have made budgets in this county assembly, the company and the Department of Water has always begged the committee to add more money because of unpaid bills and unpaid dues that they owe to various entities like Kenya Power and other suppliers. And this matter is open. Thank you that the honorable member asking the question, Honorable Dennis Ngeno, is a member of the Committee on Water and is also sitting in the Public Accounts Committee of this Assembly. So these are issues that we can get information on, and we have facts towards this end that we will substantiate and be able to supply to this committee and be able to prove our point therein. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. I think maybe before we proceed, Honorable Ann, do you have any question? Okay, kindly proceed.
Thank you, Chair. In page 27 of abuse of office, Hon. Andrew Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member, in conjunction
you said page 27?
Page 27, subsection 8 of abuse of office.
Okay.
With the current, it shows that in conjunction with the current chief officer, health, he regularly paid out 5 million from Longisa Referral Hospital, disguised as water bills. This money can be traced since it was not paid to Bamwasco and were not water bills as alleged call. Can the prosecutor approve to this committee if that money was not remitted as said by as amount of that money was not paid?
Honorable Kirui, I think
Okay.
he had mentioned before, but maybe you clarify.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a question that had been asked earlier, and we had asked that this issue will be dealt with when the witness takes stand on the payment of this bill. So, Honorable Chair, I request that we do it when the witness takes stand.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kirui. I think we'll proceed from there because it's like we have dealt with most of the issues in our charges against the CC in charge of finance. I will request that you you present the evidence that you have on charges against the CC in charge of finance, ICT, and economic planning. Maybe we'll start with the first charge. It was gross violation of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Public Finance Management and County Government Regulations. So kindly present to this committee the evidence that you have on this charge number 1.
So I have them. I can table this.
Okay, which documents are these?
This is the pending bills reports that I have with me. This is a pending bills report. Pending bills reports that I have. I also have control of budget reports for the first half year of the fiscal year 2023-2024. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, Honorable Kiri, kindly proceed to table.
Honorable Chair, I also have the control of budget reports, budget implementation review reports of the financial year 2023-2024. I also have letters that have been written to the control of to the CC from the County Assembly. I also have with me, Honorable Chair, analysis of budget analysis for the budget allocation for the previous financial years, Honorable Chair.
Okay, Honorable Kiri, you can proceed to table.
I also have, as Exhibit 3, I have the status report on the finance bill sent by the CC, and I also like to table it, Honorable Chair.
Kindly proceed, Honorable Kiri.
Honorable Chair, I also have the Committee on Budget and Appropriation reports for the financial year ending 30th June 2025 as my exhibit number 4, and the findings of the Kenya County Budget Transparency Survey as my 4th exhibit, Honorable Chair, and I'd like to table.
Kindly proceed.
Honorable Chair, I would like to also mention to you and to this committee that some of the documents that we are relying on are public documents that are on the websites that have been publicized, so they can be accessed or accessed by anyone if interested to review the same. So, Honorable Chair, from this end, I do not have any other document that I wish to table.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Maybe I want to ask the members of the committee if they have any comment on the tabled evidence, maybe before we proceed to the next step.
I think we are okay, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Kirui, I think for now you can proceed to call your witness.
I am inviting, I'll be calling my witness, one Mr. Orwasa, who was a former director with Bomet Water and Sanitation Company. He will be taking stand, and from there we will be able to engage him on a few issues that we will take it on when he takes stand. Thank you, Honorable Chair, and I know he should be coming in shortly.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. Okay, thank you, honorable members. I will request Honorable Kirui maybe to call his witness, we want to proceed. So kindly, Honorable Kirui.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. At this point in time, I want to invite my witness, Honorable Arwasa, to take stand. He will swear, then introduce himself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kirui. So I will request that Arwasa take oath.
I, Stanley Arwasa Ngeno, do swear that the information that I'm going to give before this committee on the matter under its consideration is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you, Arwasa. I will request that for the benefit of this committee, you introduce yourself. Okay, maybe for your information again, we are aware as a committee that you had tabled you had presented a memorandum to this assembly.
Yes.
During this session, if possible, you will also table the memorandum to assist us in writing a report on this matter.
Yes.
So kindly introduce yourself so that for the benefit of these members.
I am Stanley Arwasa Ngeno, Bomet resident. I was born sometimes back in 1959. I have a wife, children, and I have worked in various various places. I am a teacher by profession, an agriculture teacher, and I taught for 5 years, left teaching fraternity, joined Parental Board of Kenya as a field officer, where I rose to the rank of seed production manager. Later on, we retired in 2009. I came to Bomet, where I live. I live at Sigor. That's where my home is. I was engaged in doing some various activities by some Chinese firm. The 𝐇𝐄𝐀𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐍𝐓. I was there as a supervisor under what we call the project implementation team. I later on worked with the same company in East Pokot, and we did some exploration in determining the quantity and the quality of diatomite. The same group took me to Nairobi, Ruiru, where we did some construction, and later on I went into the building construction. In 2019, I was privileged by the county to be given a job, or just not a job, but I can say it is a voluntary, as a chairman of BOMWASCO, that is the Bomet Water and Sanitation Company. Thank you.
Thank you, Arwasa. Maybe you can specify the period you worked with BOMWASCO as a chair. For how long did you work there?
To be very specific, we are cassated on 4th September 2019, and we work, I can say it is indefinite, because our term was to lapse in 2022, around the same time, but due to some conflict of interest, we were asked to step aside, not directly, but indirectly. And that's why the contention came in, because there's a way of doing it. So we move out. I don't know whether we are still in there, but I think they have changed CR12. But we have been on CR12 up to this year. So I don't know what to tell this committee, because there are other board members who are appointed, and before that there was a interim committee. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So I may not really divine.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe to bring you up to speed, this is a committee investigating the allegation by Honorable Kilui on the CEC in charge of finance, ICT, and economic planning, Honorable Sigei. Sigei. So, Honorable Kilui has called you as his witness. So I wanted to maybe bring you up to speed so that you know that this is a committee dealing with the allegation that was leveled against Honorable Sigei. So I'm requesting that you proceed from there. So kindly proceed to give the reason why I think you are a witness, there is, I think where you come in is in charge number 3, abuse of office. Abuse of office number 1. The Honorable Sigei, acting as the County Executive Committee member for Finance, ICT, and Economic Planning, was part of a wider team that irregularly employed Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Pomwasco personnel, which in turn doubled the wage bill. So maybe you can say something from there, because that was number 1.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, maybe before you proceed, are you able to table the memorandum that you have sent to this house?
Oh, yeah.
So, table it there. Okay, thank you. So, kindly proceed.
Thank you, Chair, and I would thank the committee who are looking into the issues of removal of one Honorable Sigei. I would say that it is over. I would say that it is important that this committee look into the issues related to what Honorable Sigei has done as a CEC finance. And I will also thank you because you are doing 3 issues. That is, that your role is legislative, oversight, and representation. One that we are going to discuss is the Sigei. I think it should have been home by yesterday. Bomet residents have suffered a great deal. They've suffered a great deal because he has misused his office. I would like, for a chairman, I was given a letter of appointment by one Evelyn Rono. And in the letter, it states exactly what we are supposed to do as board members. Can I read or? Okay.
Kindly proceed.
Yes.
And after this, you will have to table again.
I will table it.
Okay, thank you.
Surely. This letter is dated 23rd October 2019, addressed to me, Ref PC.7/2/1. RE appointment as a chairperson, Bomet Water Company Limited. This is to communicate to you the decision of the county government that you will be appointed as the chairperson of Bomet Water Company Limited, a corporation of the county government of Bomet for a period of 3 years. The responsibilities of the board include, but not limited to, the following: implementation of memorandum and articles of association; 2, provision of guidelines and control functions of the company; 3, approval of organization structure and maintenance of staff, terms and conditions of service. That's where I want you to capture. Approval of business plan and budget, provision of management guidelines, approval of major contracts or projects, recommend tariffs, adjustment. I also require you to capture the tariffs. Prudent investment of funds to ensure continuity of service, appointment of corporate management team. I would also like you to capture that, because these are the contentions that Sigei and the board disagreed. As a chairperson, you will be required to chair board meetings and any other meetings scheduled as and when it is found necessary. Please note that all the appointment is on part-time basis, and you will be entitled to a sitting allowance, as well as will be determined by the county government in accordance with the existing government regulation. The same will be communicated to you during your first board meeting. On behalf of the county, I wish to congratulate you for the well-deserved appointment and wish you the best as you join the board. Signed, Evelyn Rono, Mrs. County Secretary, Head of County Public Service, copied to His Excellency the Governor, County Executive Committee Member, Water and Irrigation. I would also like to draw to your attention the Companies Act. I will also table this. And I will not go to so many areas. It's a big volume. It was incorporated on 18th day of June 2013 and amended on 29th day of October 2014. The person who presented was Isaac Kitur, advocate, that is the clerk. I will refer, let me go to Article 26 on the same. That's our area of interest. I'm sorry I don't have a secretary to assist. Representatives from 5 sub-counties competitively recruited. That is the board. That is the constitution of the board. So the board of directors shall consist of the following: A, representatives from 5 sub-counties competitively recruited. B, 2 representatives of the county government who shall be the Department of Water Affairs and that of Finance. I will also refer you to Article 35. The business of the company shall be managed by the directors who may pay all. Let me go to B. The director shall be responsible for implementation of company's memorandum and articles of association, provide guidelines and control functions of service, approve business plan and budget, provide management guidelines, approve major contracts, authorize charges in policy, hold quarterly meetings, prudent investment of funds and assets for beneficial use, and recommend adjustment to tariffs as per guidelines. The person who signs, certified under the company's regulation, that is the person who signed this document, I certify that the above article of association Bomet Water Company has been produced by the process of xerography, and it is signed by Cosmas K.N. Advocates on 13/11 November 2014. Now, coming back to your question of misuse of abuse of office, it was number 3. Chair. It was number 3. Eh?
I'd say the first one was the issue of Honorable Andrew Sigei being part of a wider team that irregularly employed Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Bomasco personnel.
Yes.
And then maybe.
Let me handle that one first.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have a letter that was written by Isaac Kitur inviting me to be a witness on 23rd January 2024 when the County Assembly was looking into the problems and the issues of Bomasco. And I came and I presented a report. Now, I would like to give you a overview of the employment of the Bomasco employees. The mode of employing, and it's captured in the Articles of Association, is that the Board of Directors are mandated to appoint or recruit a managing director. They are also mandated to pay or award a salary according to SRC or any other guideline. 3, the Board of Directors are also mandated to recruit the senior management team, that is the finance manager, the procurement officer, the auditor, the commercial, the technical manager. And that is the team which is referred as managers. And that is given to the board. Now, the rest of the employees are done through a request per department. For example, if they want a technical person, maybe a plumber, that comes through a process. It goes to the Human Resource Office. The Human Resource Office will raise it during their meeting, the technical, the team, the managers' team. And from there, it comes to the committee in charge of human resource, that is the directors. And if there is a case, they have shown that there is a case that warrants a need to employ, they will approve depending on the resources available within the company. And that, once it's approved, it is the MD who writes the letter through the human resource that appointment has been done. So the board doesn't have any reason to employ, or it is not allowed for the board to employ any person below the management team. So in this case, I want to show how they regularly did that. And this is a very interesting scenario. You are in the chairman of the committee. This is a very interesting scenario. You can imagine from 16 August to 4th September, a total of 87 employees were employed. And I will show you minutes of the interviewers for the position of an internal audit held on 14/8/2019 at the company's boardroom. Members present, I will zero in because Andrew Sigei, the one we are talking about, is the one who chaired the meeting and he signed. So I have that document.
Okay, you will also table that.
I will table. Let me finish and I will table them. And then 2, when we joined the the company, I wrote a letter, and I would like to read that letter because
Kindly
it's very
proceed.
important. Yeah?
Kindly proceed.
Yes. I wrote to the MD, the managing director, who was acting at that time. And I said, yes, sir, RE, because I realized that there are so many, or let me do it this way. Sorry. I will also table this. There were adverts which were made around 19 June 2019. And one, for example, recruitment of a laboratory technician, 6 posts. 2, recruitment of plumbers, 20 posts. 3, recruitment of meter readers, 13 posts. Recruitment of social mobilizers, 2 posts. Recruitment of water operators, 12 posts. That comes to 53 in one single employment. The reason why this was not in order is that for every 1,000 connection, you employ 8 personnel. So there is no reason why a total of 53 plus the 5 which were done earlier, coming to 58, were done in 1 month. So there was something fishy about it. Now, let me come to the letter. I wrote to the managing director, RE, Human Resource Personnel. You shall agree with me that during our full board meeting held on 19 December 2019, information provided regarding the above subject was not adequately covered. Consequently, our Pomwasco human resource policy is wanting. For the board to fully understand, adopt, or provide a policy guideline suitable for the company, I hereby request you to do the following. 1, the committee in charge of human resource should sit on or before 10 January 2020 and deliberate on the same for the adoption by the full board before the end of January 2020. 2, to provide to the committee a comprehensive information on the personnel distribution, location, workstation, and area of operation. 3, to tabulate information on the following: personnel works number, age, identification number. 2, month and year of employment or recruitment. C, qualification. D, job group and job description. E, basic salaries, wages for each personnel. F, experience. G, persons with disabilities. 4, seconded personnel. 5, sample job advertisement interviews carried out for each category of personnel. 6, letters of appointment on acting positions. 7, total monthly salaries / wages payable. 8, the latest payroll. 9, separate information on casual status or contract staff. 10, job structure and job mobility for each cadre in accordance to SRC policy guideline. 11, proposed organogram for the company. 12, annexes or asterisks to job advertisement for each cadre. 13, separate tabulated information on the status of personnel working under each scheme. That is, generate information regarding their qualification and station. So you can see very clearly that 1, Andrew Sigei has really misused the office for a long time. He has been lying to you, he has been lying to the board, and he has been lying to everybody. That's on employment.
Okay, kindly proceed to table the documents that you just read. under the same abuse of office,
Yes.
Andrew Sigei is accused of irregularly and unlawfully dissolving a legitimate Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Board of Directors,
Right.
and formed an interim board against the WASCREP regulation. So, do you have any evidence of the same, that maybe he irregularly dissolved?
Maybe. Can I pick it from there?
Okay, you can pick it.
To show that Andrew Sigei has cooperated with others to dissolve a legitimate board. And before I read the letter that they made, I would like to give you some of the regulations that governs the dissolving of a board. The WASCREP and that company's article of association stipulate that whenever you want when the term of a board ends, you have to bring in you have to remove 2/3 and maintain 1/3 of the board. That is for historical consultation. So 1/3 of the board should remain. And before I read this letter, before we joined the board, there was another board. And in between that board and the previous board, there was a coast, a camouflage, an identity that you cannot identify, faceless, which employed 87 staff. What happens is that at the end of each board, the county executive mysteriously, ambiguously, or camouflagely dissolves that board and brings in the interim against all the laws and the regulations governing the board of directors. So during this time, when they decided that enough is enough, or they wanted to do away with us, and the reason why they did that, I've heard of the 43.6 million. I will explain that. For 3.4 million. They did a meeting, I don't know where they did it, and they wrote a letter, PC 100/21, /2/1. The managing director, and it is addressed to the managing director of the Bomasco. Appointment of interim board. Reference is made to the above. As you are aware, the tenure of the members of the board of directors of the company came to an end on the 4th day of September 2022, thereby necessitating the recruitment of a new board. It is also noteworthy that the company has not been able to convene an annual general meeting during the just ended financial year. Arising from the above, and in order to fill any governance gaps in the water company, the governor hereby appoints the following persons as directors of Bomet Water and Sanitation. 1, Engineer Tonui, who was the CEC Water, as a chairman. 2, Andrew Sigei, the subject of our discussion. 3, Philemon Ruto, who was the CEO, Water, at that time, Bernard Cheruyot, CEO, Finance, Langat John Mack, that is the attorney, the county attorney. The above names shall serve an interim basis on interim. The above name shall serve on an interim basis, pending the constitution of a new board. The appointment take effect immediately. Signed by 1 Simon Langat, County Secretary and Head of County Public Service. Copy, His Excellency the Governor, His Excellency the Deputy Governor. Those of you who have been in the office, this is corruption. If you are writing a letter on behalf of the governor, why do you sign? You should write for the governor. This instruction came from the governor. Why are you writing and giving instructions that the governor has instructed you to do what? To form an interim committee. And then you sign yourself. This is corruption. So Sigei is part of this team that dissolved the board. Now, after dissolving the board, there are certain things which followed. After election, we had 3 members of our staff who had not gone on leave for a long time. And there were some issues that people were talking about. You know, people fear writing. And I've always said that the palest ink is better than a strong mind. That's a Greek philosophy. The palest ink is better than a strong mind. Why? People talk and they don't write. They don't want to explain or prove that this and this has happened. So what I did as a chairman, I asked these people to go on leave. And then I told the CEC, Water, that if there's any issue concerning these people, what you do it when they are on leave. The main issue was the subsidy. Under the Article of Association, it is only the subsidy that the county government can audit. The others are audited, we have internal means, and then the Auditor General. So, because they were not remitting the subsidy in time or in full, they were talking about some issues. So I told them, come and audit your subsidy. Now, during that meeting, we had a full board meeting. I just want to mention one thing. Do I read the letter? Or I just mention what is in the subject?
Can just mention what is in the
yes.
subject, yes.
In that discussion, in that meeting, the board recommended Patrick Langat, MD, to go on leave. Mr. Gilbert, not to recommend, but approve. And Mr. Gilbert Mete to go on leave, and Mr. Richard Mrs. to go on leave. And Bernard Rono, Commercial and Finance Manager, will be covering duties of MD office until he reports back. Now, that was done by the board. Then, outside that, they went and said somewhere, the same people, and wrote to Patrick Langat a letter of compulsory leave for 30 days. He was on leave, they came with another one of compulsory leave. I hope you are following that. Now, Bomwasco is autonomous. The only people who can give somebody leave or refuse leave is Bomwasco. MD is an employee of Bomwasco. So, our interest is, and that's why I brought this issue, who are these people who are giving an MD compulsory leave, and why? Why? One, in the human resource manual, policy manual, human resource policy manual for Moscow, you only suspend if there is an issue. There is nothing known as compulsory leave. I think that's for the county, government or the government. So we don't understand. So this person wrote RE compulsory leave for 30 days. And then the worst part of the story, the county government of Bomet has decided and agreed upon that you be required. I want to repeat that. The county government of Bomet has decided and agreed upon that you be required to proceed on a compulsory leave of 30 working days with effect from today. County government from Moscow, 2 different entities. You are therefore directed to hand over the office, including all the bank signatories, to engineer Frederick Rutter. Frederick Rutter is an assistant director in the water department. Are you seeing what's happening? Somebody in the water department is being brought to from Moscow with a letter to come and act as an MD. Yet, the people who mandate or give authority of any person to act is the board of directors. So we are wondering, who has been assigned to act as a managing director for Moscow in your absence? During your leave, the authorized board will investigate on the concerns raised as captured in the reports of internal audit exercise that was conducted recently. Then it was copied to Secretary Interim Board from Moscow, CEC, copied to His Excellency the Governor, copied to CS, Bomet County Government, copied to CO, Lake Victoria and Water Service Board, CECM, Water, Sanitation, Environment and Natural Resources. Now, before that, there was, after discussion, the MD now wrote, because the MD has to write to the chairman. He wrote, and then he said that appointment in acting capacity. I shall be taking my annual leave from 1st September 2022 for 22 days and resume duty on 23rd October 2022. In view of the above, fired the letter and having consulted with the chairman of the board of directors, which is in order, you have been appointed as the acting managing director of the company until I resume duty at the end of my leave. You will be expected to continue performing your current duties as the commercial and finance manager with the assistance of the financial accountant, Mr. Charles Tanui. I wish you well with your additional responsibilities. That is a letter written by Langat. Now, when this person came, the stranger, Mr. Frederick Rutter, Rono now wrote to me and said, request for advice on seconded staff from county government of Bomet. On Friday, 23rd September 2022, we received an officer from county government of Bomet, Mr. Frederick Rutter, who reported to us that he was sent as an acting managing director, Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Limited, with effect from 23rd 2022. This is therefore to request for your guidance, advice, and direction on the same matter. Your advice would be highly appreciated. Signed, Bernard Rono. At this time, I came to the office and I talked to Rutter and I asked him to give me a letter authorizing him to come and be an acting managing director. He had none. When I asked him and I told him that there's a breach in terms of communication, he could not. And at that time, we were being pushed out. We were being pushed out of the company. So I left it at that. But later on, what happened? That man came, he stayed there for over a year. The Auditor General came in and questioned why that person is there. And once again, has been paying this man a salary, allowances. So I think that if that is not a misuse of office, I don't know what it is. Can we?
Okay, thank you, Alwasa. Maybe we'll continue, and then maybe at the end of the session you will table all the documents that you have, because I've seen maybe it can guide you in the next accusation. So I'll proceed to number 3. The accusation that under the stewardship of Honorable Andrew Sigei, he irregularly brought in water schemes, e.g. in Danai, Mogombet, which pushed the company to unfortunate levels of insolvency. And another one, maybe you will tackle two at the same time. The issue where Andrew Sigei is accused of intentionally refusing to attend an annual general meeting on 29 December 2022, despite being invited by a hard copy. So maybe you can handle the two issues.
Yeah. You remember, if you look at the formation of this interim committee, it is a collusion. They are colluding because you have a chairman from the water, you have a CEO from water, you have a CEC finance, and you have a CEO from finance. So you see that there is something that these people were trying to cover up. If you look at that letter, I've explained. Oh yes. Now, you remember in my statement or in my memorandum, I had said that when these people came in as interim, that is, before we joined the board, the salaries doubled. In fact, it was 4 point something, it went to 8 point something because of the employment of the 7 staff. And the board had 78 employees at that time, and there was no complaint. Now, the bringing in of the new schemes was one thing, and it was done again before we came in as a board. You can imagine, for example, let me give you an example of Mogombet water project. It had a debit of 5 million. 5 million in form of salaries for 7 staff, 5 million in form of pumps, which the board had to replace, 5 million in form of panel, the electricity panel. So you can imagine the company had to spend 5 million to take over Mogombet water project. When it was supposed to be done, if Sigei was right, and if Sigei was of interest in Bomet, he should have advised, because he was in that board, he should have advised that no, there should be resources following these new schemes. Most of these schemes are on flat rates. For example, Capture Luge, carburetor, they are on flat rate. So people use a lot of water and we pay for the electricity bills. Carburetor had a loan from bank we had to pay, and they also had some personnel and some other things which amounted to 3.7 million, which the board had to incur because of that problem of handing over a project. So when we came in as a board, we said, no, we are no longer taking any project without a resource. Let the resources follow. Let resources follow the projects. I take you back. Now, there was also this issue of 8.3 million. The 8.3 million was meant for staff salaries, 2.3, and then the 6 million was meant for electricity. So you can imagine now, you have brought in a lot of schemes, and these schemes were eating about 3 million into the companies, and if you collect, you are collecting less than 1 million. And then you have, for example, 𝐊𝐶𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐄𝐍𝐓, you are paying for electricity for the community. So those were malpractices done by one Mr. Sigei. And in between, he decided, and I must thank you, the MCAs. I must thank you. One, you budget through your wisdom. You budget, or you appropriate the budget for each and every entity in Bomet. One, 8.3 million you budget and you approve. The usage is now the problem, because that is not your area of concern. This guy, he budgets 8.3 knowingly that it is going to Bomwasco, but he doesn't pay to Bomwasco. I will explain later on that one. So that is why these projects, the 9 projects, the new 9 schemes had a huge problem to Bomwasco. Now, the other issue you asked me was what? It was not attending the meeting, isn't it? In the article of association, it is stated that every year the board, through the MD, notify the shareholders that there should be an AGM. The shareholders are governor, 97%. 97%. The CEC Finance, 1%. The CEC Water, 1%. The CS, 1%. That is 100%. In the article of association, it is stated that 2/3 of the shareholders must be present in that meeting. 2/3. So one, Sigei, I saw Sigei in 2022. I didn't know him, but we used to go to his office. I didn't know him. I saw him in a funeral when the governor introduced him. He never attended even our board meeting. Yet, you have heard from the article of association that he's supposed to attend. He could send the CEO Finance, but it reached a stage when they were no longer paying the 8.3 million to Bomwasco that he could not attend. So we invited him. In fact, I have the invitation letter, which I will table. We invited him to attend a meeting. He didn't attend. And in fact, the arrangement was through the CEC Water. He was to coordinate the governor, because we had agreed, let the governor be there on that date, so that each chairperson of each committee will present the reports and the chairman will sum up, because that is the procedure. And there are other things that are done in that meeting. So the largest shareholder, who is the governor, agreed that he was going to attend that meeting. And that's why I wrote a letter to that effect. This is the story. Our PWC POD, that's 7, volume 3, 61, that's 61, dated 7 December. Notice of annual general meeting, AGM, of Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Limited. The above matters refers. Notice is hereby given to the annual general meeting of Bomet Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Bomwasco, will be held at the Famous Gate Hotel in Bomet on the 29th December 2022 at 10:00 a.m. The agenda of the meeting is as follows. Opening prayer by Director Nancy Laboso. 2, the company MD to read the notice convening the meeting and note the presence of a quorum. That's the most important or crucial area of where CCM, Finance, Andrew Sigei failed. He failed because in that article of association, 2/3 of the members must be present in that meeting. So the CEC water was there. The CS was not there. The governor was not there. The CEC finance was not there. But I'm zeroing in on CEC finance because he's the person who was supposed to be there. If he was there, maybe the quorum would have been made. So let me continue. The company MD to read the previous AGM minutes and matters arising therein. 4, opening remarks by the chairman of the board of directors. 5, managing director's report. 6, to receive, consider, and adopt the audited financial statement of BOMWASCO for the financial year ended 30th June 2021. You know they are supposed to adopt. That's very important. As a CEC finance, he's supposed to adopt the financial statement of the company. 7, director's evaluation report. We made the evaluation. I am still having those reports. 8, comments by the CEC water. 9, remarks by CEC finance of the county government of Bomet. 10, members to authorize MD to file company's returns. In that meeting again, you have to file and you present that you are filing the company's returns. So if he doesn't attend this meeting, that is insubordination, misuse of office or abuse of the office of the highest order, because this is a very important role that he was supposed to execute on that date. 11, notify the board members on the expiry of the board team. That was a good time for them to retain, to tell us you are now, your term has come to an end, we are retaining, or whatever they wanted to do with the board. That was their opportunity to do that. 12, His Excellency the Governor of Bomet to give his comments. And then 13, closing remarks by Director Roda Magarera, signed by the chairman.
Okay, you're done?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Arwasa. I think in your presentations, you have tackled accusation number 4 up to number 7. So we'll proceed to number 8.
Number 8 is on what?
Number 8 is on the irregular, that Andrew Sigei irregularly paid, together with the current Chief Officer Health, paid 5 million Kenya shillings from Longisa Referral Hospital disguised as water bills.
Yes.
So can you handle that?
In fact, I have an annexes of some reports.
So you have an excess, okay.
No. But I don't have the actual payment.
Okay.
Let me explain. During our board meeting, we could task the board, the management team, to collect payments or pending bills from customers. And the customers are institutions, government, individuals, companies, and whatever. And during our interrogation of the pending bills, we realized that Longisa Referral Hospital had a huge bill of almost 8 million at that time. And it's very unfortunate that our Referral Hospital could not pay. If you look at the other sub-county hospitals, the dispensaries, we had no problems with them. They were paying every now and then. So I personally call the administrator, who is the current CEO Health. I personally called him in the meeting, and he sent me a copy of a forger. They call him Health, I don't know the other name. The CEO of Health. I called him personally, And he sent me a forger showing the payment of 5 million. I asked him, did you pay for Moscow or you paid who? Because any bill, you must pay to the billing person. So the company was billing Longisa Referral Hospital. Why pay somebody else if they told you paid? You are supposed to pay the person. And because I've been asking, I had asked somebody in my WhatsApp, I think I lost it. I had asked somebody to look for that information. And if it is not possible, through Bill of Rights, somebody can ask for that documentation. You can get it from the hospital, how they pay that money, or the statement of the bank. So that thing is there, because he had sent me personally, but unfortunately I didn't get a copy. I didn't print a copy. That was 2020, yes? That was 2020, 2022, I think around mid. So you can get that, you can go to the accounts, you can get the 5 million which was purported to have been paid from Moscow. Can I tie it with the other payment of 43.4? Let me ask you, let me tell you this. I've been in a government. The budget process starts in September and ends around March.
Maybe you can also, as you proceed,
Yes.
tie with the one for subsidy of 8.3 million to the company. I'm talking about maybe as you also proceed,
Yeah.
you can tie with the one for
8.3 million.
8.3, the subsidy
Yes.
to the for Moscow.
This is the question. A budget starts around September, that is within the department, and it goes all the way to March. Then from March, the processing now of maybe internal memos between the county assembly and the county government goes on until it is approved or agreed upon. So the question is, if a budget is for a year, that is from 1st July to 30th June for the year. You have appropriated 8.3 million to Moscow. And then you pay 43.4 million, which was supposed to be paid in 2020, 2021. Then you pay in October 2021, 2020, 2021. Can I repeat, or are you following me? Here is a payment you have done.
Yes, proceed.
For 2020, 2021, for 3.4 million, you are supposed to pay during that time. Then you pay that money in 2021, 2022. Are you paying me for the arrears or you are paying me for the current? That's why he has lied even in the Senate. He's a pathological liar. He has lied in the Senate that he had paid. If you are paying me the previous bill or subsidy in a different year, what happens to that you are supposed to pay me on or at the end of that year, June? What happens? Are you getting it? So it's in arrears. And that's why, if you look at what I have given you, it is 97, by the time we looked, it was 97.4 million. So he was cheating you because maybe he thought you would not understand the finances. That was a lie. It's a big lie. Now, the 8.3 million, I asked, let me say this, I asked the governor. I went with a report, a situational report to him. I have a copy. And I asked, Mr. Governor, this 43.4 million, which was supposed to be paid in the previous year, has not been paid, what will happen? That was now when the problem started with the areas of the subsidy. This was dishonest for people. I went further and asked him, the auditor will come to Bomwasco and ask, that's the Auditor General, and ask, when you are budgeting for this money, for 3.4 million, where did you expect that money to come from? The obvious answer is the county government. So that thing is still a question. When the Auditor General goes to the county assembly, the county government, that's the finance, the Sigei now, to me and to many of us who understand some basics in finance, it will be a surplus because we have not paid the person. The way you are talking about the bills that are pending, it's a surplus. So the Auditor General will definitely ask, you have cash in hand of 43.4 million. Why? What should be the obvious answer? The answer is, this guy should be in jail. In fact, to me, he should be surcharged for having not made a commitment that was done in 2015 by the county government and the county assembly and Bomwasco that 8.3 million is supposed to be paid to Bomwasco every month. Where is that money? And you people, out of your good faith, you have appropriated that money for the function and operations of the company. So to me, Mr. Sigei, if I am asked, he should be jailed. He should be jailed. I don't even know why he's still here, because if you follow his records from 2019, 2020, 2021, there are so many issues related to Bomwasco. I want to talk about Bomwasco alone. I'm not interested in the other areas. So, 8.3 million was misappropriated by one Mr. Sigei. I'm even told that people have not been paid. It's the way you ask somebody to go and collect revenue outside there, and he's hungry. The children are crying for school fees and whatever. I don't know whether Sigei come from this county, whether Sigei knows what is happening, because water is in a Bill of Rights. We should provide, the county should provide adequate, safe, and clean water. So I don't know. Because if you look at those parameters, the number of people who are being now supplied, at that time, it was 23%. It has dropped. And even the pipes are empty, and the water are not being treated. Why? Because the guy has not made his application. In our expectation, we were expecting the Bomet Longisa Mulot to increase the water coverage by 46% households. But now it has gone down. And this is the reason why Mr. Sigei should go home. And not to be at home, he should go straight to jail. Anything else, Chairman? Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Orwasa. I think you have tackled most of the issues. Maybe before I give to honorable members to ask questions, if they have, maybe you can tackle number 12.
Number 12?
Yes. Which is the last one.
Concerning?
It concerns the failure by the CC to honor Bomwasco water bills, maybe by omission or commission.
Yeah, that's very important. I will take an analogy. All of us must have been served by our mothers. And a mother knows how much is still inside there. So at the time anaserve, anajua huyu. She knows that this person or this child needs a little bit more. So, in a bad note for Mr. Sigei, he pays all the departments for utilities. And when we ask him, because he's supposed to be a board member, that's why he has really messed up Bomwasco. Nobody else messed up Bomwasco. If you are paying water bills, because in that budget which you approved, there's water bills, the electricity bills, those are utility bills. If you are paying all those things to the departments and they are not paying Bomwasco for 1 year, or for 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, up to now, is there any reason why Mr. Sigei should be in that office? No. What you should have done, for example, the police, the administration, the government, the national government, we had no bills. Even if there are bills, they will come and say, we are going to pay, don't. But these other ones, for example, you can imagine, and with due respect, honorable members, you can imagine even the slaughterhouses have got no water. I don't know whether you are aware of that. Because at one time, I think when we had left, Bomwasco went and told the governor, Bomwasco staff went and told the governor, you know, you are the biggest defaulter, about 11 million. And then he was given the list of which we have. I can also give you. He said, okay, funga maji. Well, walipi, funga. His office is not paying. His resident is not paying. I don't know whether he has paid. 11 million is very much in Moscow. So Mr. Sigei, sitting there unknowingly that we have a serious problem in Bomwasco, is he really willing to assist the Bomet resident? I have been wondering whether this man comes really from Bomet. And if he comes from Bomet, what is his motive? Because we are human beings. Seeing a mother carrying water all the way 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers. I occasionally come to the Bomet town, and I'm ashamed to say I was a chairman, because there's no water in those taps. People are going to the river. It's too bad. Have I answered your question?
Yes.
It is very emotional for a chairman.
True, it is very emotional. Maybe before you said, I will ask the members of the committee if they have any questions. The witness, yes.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Maybe I have one question to the
you're asking the name of the honorable member who is asking the question or what?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. You can introduce yourself before you.
My name is Honorable Dennis Ngena, a member representing Kongasis, and also the vice chair of this committee. Maybe one question, maybe which will also inform other questions, Chair, is the witness have highlighted a lot of issues, and this is one of the issues that I will wish he clarifies on whether he has been served with a letter showing that he is no longer a member of Bomwasco Board of Directors. I wanted the question to be answered so that I can be informed on other questions to ask.
Okay, Mr. Ulaza, kindly proceed to answer the question asked by Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Honorable Dennis. To date, we have not been served with any letter. No.
Okay.
So does it mean you are still, through the chair, does it mean you are still the director to the board?
To my knowledge and understanding, if we follow the law, we are still the members. But since, Honorable Ngeno, at one stage, when we had a meeting, the CEO Water, Philemon Ruto, brought in askaris from the county government to close the gate. Unfortunately, we had agreed to have our meeting at Willis, which he didn't know. So we didn't want to create conflict. We quietly moved. And unfortunately, Bwarangeno, in the CR12, it states that if these people are using our names, and if they make a mistake, they will charge us a lot of money. So I'm praying that you peacefully go home, because the doors have been closed for us. We don't want to be seen to be pushing into that mess.
So, Chair, maybe I'm sensing some, I don't know, because from the look of things, these members, the board, which seated with Orwasa, the witness, it's like they were chased from office, because from his witness, he's saying they were chased and their offices closed. So this also means their oster was not gazetted in the Kenya Gazette to show that they are not part of the members of Board of Directors of Bomet County. Am I saying the truth, Mr. Rwasa?
Yes, I think the fear was, if I may be honest with the committee, I think the fear was we were asking, and for example, we said, okay, we are going to delink the 9 schemes if there are no resources. We had given a proposal of 14.5 million, that is from 8.3 to 14.5 million, and then the company collects an average of 8 million. That makes about 22.5 million every month. So we said, okay, if you are not going to give us this much, then we shall ask you to form rural companies and then take over those 9 schemes. 2, I'm sorry to bring back some issue. 2, the MD was at that time with us, because of those confusion, where there's a board, there's an interim, and then there's an executive order, there's what? This guy left. In fact, I advised him personally, because he's a young man. I told him, what you do, just forget about these people. And when he left, he later on went to court. And because these people had no other reason to kneel him down, they had to negotiate outside the court. In fact, he's due for payment. His payment forger is the county government. And it's millions of shillings. That's how the county government has been wasting money. How do you push somebody without any reason? You don't take him to court? Sorry, Buana.
No problem. Thank you, Chair. Let me go to another question. You said Mr. Sigei chaired a meeting for recruitment of 87 employees who are employed on 16th to 14th September. To 4th September. Who was Sigei to chair the board meeting, to chair 𝐻𝐴 board meeting?
I told you that in between a board, there is a monster, known as interim, against the laws, all the laws, the Water Act 2016, WASREP regulation, and the Articles of Association of the companies Article of Association. That is the opportunity for these guys to play their cards. So I may not be able to answer, but from the documentation, when I asked and insisted, because it was a bigger tale.
Chair, maybe Chair, I want this one to be clear because it might be interesting for the committee when they will be making their report. These 87 employees
yes,
were recruited by an interim board, which was unconstitutional.
That's right, Honorable Member.
These 87 employees were recruited on this 16 to 4th September against the board,
yes,
against the existing board.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair, for that question.
No, it was not existing at that time. It was not existing. We existed on 23rd of October.
They existed before the interim, I think so.
Yeah, the interim.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other member? Okay, it seems like there is no other question to the witness. So I will request our witness, Orwasa, if you still have all other documents, you can kindly proceed to table so that it will assist us during our report writing.
Before I hand over the documents, it is my prayer that God reign in Bomet. God be with us. God lead us, so that we don't go back. We don't go back to history or bad financial mismanagement, and be able to move out. I pray that the honorable members, when you retreat, in your conclusion, these guys should be jailed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so kindly proceed to table.
Chair.
Yes.
Maybe I was still there's something that is not clear on charge number 3, charge 3, subsection 8, on the current chief officer health, who irregularly paid 5 million from Longisa Referral Hospital disguised as water bills. So, Chair, I have not seen any documentation, maybe to prove the payment of this amount. Maybe we can have the document that proves that this amount was paid from a certain account to a certain account, because it will be a mere allegation if we don't have any evidence to prove that this amount came from this account and went to this account. Maybe we can have, if there was a payment voucher, to prove the same, the witness can give us, so that it doesn't become just a mere allegation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Dennis. Arwasa, do you have any evidence on the same?
With due respect to the honorable members, I was given that voucher. He sent me a copy of it. And I'm dead sure it is somewhere. If time could allow, in fact I've been asking from the time you asked me to come here to yesterday, I've been asking to get the information. You know it is difficult when you are out. But in one way or another, using that Article 35 of Bill of Rights, where you can access information, it is my wish that maybe your legal team can access that information on my behalf. Or rather, if there would be enough time, I can still use that Article 35 to access that information, because it's there. I've even asked that whoever was assisting me to get even the bills, the payment bills of electricity or whatever, if there's anything to do with 5 million, but he has not been able to get it. But I'm dead sure, Honorable 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, it is there. And I wish it should be part of the documentation. It is my wish and it's my prayer. Because he sent us and I circulated the board members.
Okay, thank you very much. I think if it will be possible to get the document by Friday, and then you can still submit, because you still have up to Friday, maybe to provide the document. Yes. However, we'll also discuss as a committee and maybe make a request also as a committee to the department. Okay, any other member? So if there is no other question, you can now proceed to table the evidence that you have. Kindly proceed to table.
Some I would request that photocopies are made.
Okay, you'll table, then you'll be guided from there. Okay, Arwasa, I think after tabling the evidences, you are free to leave, and then you will be guided outside there, because you said you wanted some copies of the documents that you just tabled. So you will be guided, so you can leave. Then the committee will finish the business of today while you are outside.